working on getting our flower farm started, as you know. A few of the things that we want to plant as far as flowers go are direct seed or really just don't transplant well, like sunflowers and zinnias. So for the things that do transplant a little bit better or that we want to get started indoors ahead of time, we bought a bunch of these seed trays from True Leaf, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. So tonight I'm gonna go ahead and start the lavender. I do want to plant a pretty big field of lavender and get those going. I've always had trouble with starting lavender from seed, but I've done quite a bit of research, and so we're gonna try out something new this year and see if it works. So to fill this seed tray, I used the same organic mix that we used for our sweet potatoes a couple videos ago. We used that same mix for starting our herbs and our veggies this year, and they've done really well. Billy sifted through that to kind of thin it out a little bit because there is some chunkier material. So I went through today and sifted a whole bunch really fine with a colander. It took forever, but it was so worth it because it's so nice and smooth now. So I've filled up this seed tray, and lavender, at least this variety, which is the Homestead, needs to be planted at 1/4 of an inch deep. So all I'm gonna do, I have my handy dandy tool where I've marked 1/4 of an inch and 1/16 of an inch, or sorry, 1/8 of an inch, because that seems to be the planting depth that a lot of these seeds that we're planting need to be, is either 1/8 or 1/4. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure that each hole is 1/4 of an inch deep, and then I'll get the seeds planted and cover on top with some more soil. So we've got all of our holes put in. Now I'm going to attempt to get one seed in each hole. So one of the things that I learned about with lavender is that they like to be super warm to germinate. So what we will do is we will put it on a heat mat for a few days until we can get them to start germinating. And then once we see them start to germinate, then we'll put them in under the grow light. Another thing that I've seen is that if you water them too much to start, they'll have a hard time germinating as well, because the wet soil makes them cooler, especially if you don't have them on a heat mat or in a warm environment. So we are going to try the heat mat at first and see how they do. And this is a short video this week because it was very cold and rainy this weekend, so we didn't get a whole lot done outside like we had wanted. But we did use the rototiller. We got our wildflower bed tilled up, and that is a 500 square foot bed out on the roadside of our property, and I think it turned out really good so far. So we've got 10 yards of good high quality soil from a local business being delivered this week, and what we'll do is we'll work that soil into that bed with the rototiller, and then we'll plant our wildflowers. So that video will be coming up next. We're super excited about it and getting the wildflowers started. And other than that, just slowly getting the flower farm taken care of and underway. So now that I've gotten all those seeds covered, I ended up planting about 156 lavender seeds. I'm gonna go ahead and throw them on the warming mat and we'll go from there. I'll keep you all updated. Have a good night.